Manchester United lift the FA Cup, and Southampton are back in the Premier League.
Afternoon, Tate.
Afternoon, Jack. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Very well on this Bank Holiday Monday.
Yes.
Nice not to be at work on a Monday.
Yep, nice blue skies out. It's good.
I think it's meant to rain at some stage, but we're back in the bunker at an afternoon. It's nice not having to rush back from work and
Yes.
can take your time. And
Yeah, it's what it feels like if it was full time.
this is what professional podcasters must feel like.
No, it's good. It's nice.
But yeah, you had a nice weekend?
Yeah, good. We were at Jake Panels yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah,
nice barbecue.
Thank you, Jake, for hosting us.
Yeah.
Good laugh. And
Some Burt sausages, but it's okay. No, it was very good, mate. And Tayham, of course, it was lovely. Lovely day.
Yeah, and lots of football as well. For two big games, the FA Cup final and the playoff final that we will dive into this afternoon, as well as a little touch on the Champions League final that is due to take place on Saturday evening. But like with all podcasts, we'll start with the teaser. And Manchester United won the FA Cup on Saturday afternoon. But which player has scored in 4 different FA Cup finals?
Oh, okay. Yep. They're never easy, are they?
So let's start with the FA Cup final. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Man City were looking for a back-to-back doubles, and Man United were looking for something to help with their disastrous season.
Something to hang on to, yeah.
We both predicted a Man City win, quite a comfortable win, and we put the poll out the day before, I think a couple of hours before kickoff, and 100% had Man City.
Yeah, I think if you listen to the radio, put on telly, whatever, the lead up to the final, even Gary Neville was talking himself into a Man United win, but really he felt he knew that. Yeah, it'd be City, and everyone, I think it's either said 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1. Any result was in the favour of City, but we were very much all wrong.
Yeah, no, it was a sort of the perfect storm for Man United. To beat Man City, you have to get a bit of luck, be defensively solid, take your chances when they come, and hope City have a bit of an off day. And all 4 of those things hit as a bit like a lightning in the bottle sort of thing, and everything went together for Man United. And sometimes that happens in cup finals. You often see the underdog team want it that little bit more. They put that little bit of effort in. And I think where Man City have just won the league last week, we touched on it on the podcast last week. They'd been out partying Saturday, Monday, probably back normal on Wednesday. A lot bit of work ready for the final. Man United wouldn't have been out partying.
And I think we spoke about it yesterday, but they probably didn't know, but subconsciously they probably did take it lighter than probably any other game in this whole season. Maybe Pep didn't, but maybe the odd player, which obviously then affects the game. If then United are, like you said, playing out of their skin and everything's going their way, and luck and all the rest of it. So maybe they had a slight hangover. But they were poor, weren't they? And like you said, United were very good, so it worked in their favour.
I mean, United brought back some of their big names, and everyone was fit for the final. I know you'd mentioned it a few weeks.
Yeah, who'd have thought?
When there's a cup final at play, everyone will put in that bit of effort to get fit, or they'll play through that pain barrier. And on paper, they had a pretty solid little team, didn't they? Maybe their first choice left, obviously Shaw wasn't there. They could have maybe changed the fullbacks around. But apart from that, having Varane and Martinez back, I think was a big psychological help for them on the day, and it proved that they both played very, very well. Fernandes playing as the false 9, attacking 10, he was fantastic. I thought Rashford put a shift in, and this season he's been a disgrace.
You haven't even
not been in the England squad.
No.
And Garnacho and Manu have continued, I think, 2 very good seasons they both had each. Both getting goals. The first goal was from a mistake from the goalkeeper. I would personally blame the goalkeeper for that one.
Because it's a bit of a mess, wasn't it?
What a great header, but the goalkeeper's outside of his box.
Yeah, why is he charging for it? It's just both making big errors that are calamity or mistakes, and Ortega just charging out for no reason, and Vardyal's thinking, do I leave it, and then he's left it too late, and it's just, Garnacho, obviously, an easy little roll in the net, but
that's the sort of goal you dream about, don't you?
Exactly, yeah. That's what you need against Man City. It's hard enough to score a normal goal, let alone, so if you get given that, then that's great.
And then I think it was 9 minutes after. That was a lovely goal with Rashford.
Yeah.
Switch of play over to Garnacho, played through to Fernandes. Lovely sort of reverse ball. And then Manu, great finish. Young, was he 19 years old?
Yeah.
Mancunian lad, come through the academy at Man United. That's what a dream's all about on the FA Cup final.
Yeah, in front
against
of
your
Man City
rivals.
fans.
Yeah,
Couldn't have done it any better really for him. But yeah, it was good. That was a good move, wasn't it? It was nice. Like you said, good pass from Rashford. Fernandes probably stole the show with the sort of the no look sort of flick round the corner. And yeah, Manu, good finish. And then, yeah, I think Man City were probably in shock that one that Man United scored, but also they were losing at half time, and they come out second half and obviously vastly improved. And I think Haaland was early on.
Yeah, they made two changes, didn't they? Ake came off, and so did Kovacic, who's lost now 4 FA Cup finals on the trot, I think. And Doku came on as well, so they needed a bit more attacking threat. And like I said, it was Haaland who hit the crossbar, I think, in like the 50th minute. Alvarez came on for De Bruyne. He got hooked early on, and he missed a big chance. But I was saying to my granddad when I was watching it with on Saturday, if you're in neutral, you couldn't have asked for a better ready for the second half, for it to be 2-0 United. City haven't played well. You want all attacking the City end. That's what everyone thought was going to happen, and it did. United defended really quite well, I thought. They obviously had them 2 chances, but like we said at the top of the show, if you're going to beat City, you need that. Yeah. You need that bit of luck.
Yeah, I think if Haaland's chance goes in, then it's an onslaught, and an equaliser might happen, and who knows. But yeah, they like you said, City tried, but it was almost the 2-0 down. As United were not comfortable, but like you said, they were playing well, defending really well, and I think they were in control. Really, like they were focused, and you could see for one time, and they'd see it the whole season. They've turned up in a very important game for them, and yeah, they were pretty good, I think.
Now, it actually reminded me personally of when we played Chelsea, I think it was 2017. Chelsea had just won the league. Arsenal finished 5th that year. Hadn't played particularly well all season. I think that was the season you'd finished 2nd. Played really well. It wasn't the Battle of the Bridge season. It was maybe the one before, 2 after that. Yeah. Finished quite a way above us, maybe for the first time ever. And we were going into that game not the favourites whatsoever. But Chelsea just winning the league the week before. We were just up for it. You could just tell we were. I think we'd gone.
Was that Rob Holding?
One of the ones he played. Yeah, the old when he went to the old head against what's his name, Diego Costa. Sanchez scored that controversial goal that was may have not touched his hand. But no, it's just one of them games where I think in the FA Cup they always say about the anything can happen and whatnot, and the underdogs. They were just up for it, and on a one-off game, anyone could beat anyone. Yeah,
and it's almost ridiculous talking about it and saying how much of an underdog Man United are. We're talking about Manchester United. We're not talking about little Wigan or Blackpool or something. We're talking about Manchester United, but it's that way at the minute. They know that themselves, but yeah, that for them was huge. So
yeah, because if you look at the 2 games they played in the league this season, Man City whacked them. Yeah, was it 3-0 at the Old Trafford and 3-1 was it? But it wasn't really a 3-1, was it?
Started off okay for United, and obviously Rashford scored that worldie, but they played like you said all season. The way they play is like they're the minnows, all 10 men behind the ball, and just don't try not to concede and get them on the counter. But
yeah, because I remember that performance at the Etihad was a disgrace, wasn't it? It was only a 3-1, but Haaland missed that chance and hit the post a couple of times, I think, and it was just. I remember I was chatting here to you about it. It was just. They played, like you said, a mid-table team, set up shop, and a 2-0 is not too bad.
If we lose 1 or 2, it's okay, but yeah. But no, I think almost the main talk of the final is the talk before, during, and after about Ten Hag, really, and what's going on with him, whether he was going to stay. And there was a lot, and most of the noise was that he's gone, basically. I think he's still in a job now, isn't he, as of today, as of now. So, and I think almost that Jim Ratcliffe was sat there and when they won, he was like, "Oh shit! Like we possibly might have to stick with him, or if we get rid of him, then the backlash will be even more." So, yeah, and I felt sorry for Ten Hag, but I think he said in his press conference after the post-match conference, he said they asked him questions. He's like, "I don't know. We've won the cup, and I'm here to do my job." Blah blah. He was like, "If he doesn't know, then who the hell knows?" So, yeah, I think. I mean, I'm sure you have a strong opinion, but. They have been awful this whole season. They're absolutely shocking. But in an FA Cup final. They've won an FA Cup final, and I mean, I quite like him. So I don't think he's that great, but yeah, it's just.
I'd love them to give him a 10-year deal. Give him a 10-year deal tomorrow. Like you said, the Man United have history of sacking manager after winning the FA Cup. They did it a few years back with Van Gaal. And like we spoke about, we had Man City down as well. I think even the backroom staff at Man United or the board level thought it's going to be a tough ask, this. And they were ready just to say thank you, but we wish you best in your future endeavours. And then obviously that's put a spanner in the works. Maybe they're going to give it a week or two and then they'll let him go because they don't want to agree. Because I actually thought, I don't particularly like Ten Hag. I think he's came across quite poorly in some of his interviews and how he holds himself. But on Saturday, I actually thought he held himself really well and had really good answers for just people were trying to get a soundbite out of him. He wasn't rising to their.
Yeah. But then maybe now he's that game in particular, but the whole season is like I've got here. But the Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos have come in. He's dealt with player issues, arguments, players not wanting to play, players not leaving the club. Obviously, people are going at him, his style of play and what he's offering, and is he the right man? Is he got the ability? And maybe because he won that game, he just thought, right, nah, sod it. I've had basically my back against the wall the whole season, and at the weekend he just sort of let a bit of that out, quite controlled in quite a professional way. And like you said, the way he talks his interviews and stuff, I just think, oh God, bloody, like, just sort of moaning negative and always, don't know, just seems like he's just always on the attack. But yeah, I felt, like you said, at the weekend he dealt with it quite well.
And I've always thought he should have been sacked. I thought he could be sacked around Christmas time. They got a couple of results and turned it around. And if you look at the managers they're talking about maybe replacing him, for me, I don't think they fill you with much excitement. Obviously, you've got Kieran McKenna, the favourite, and he's done very well at Ipswich. Maurizio Pochettino's just been sacked from Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel, Roberto De Zerbi, and then Gareth Southgate. They're the five in order of how Sky Bet have them as the favourites. I'm looking at those, and I'm like huffing. Like, who do you want?
Yeah. I think the football in general is going a different way recently as well. Like we see with Bayern Munich going for company. Obviously, his name's McKenna. Is it Enzo Maresca? Yeah. I mean, I was calling him Fonseca the other week, I think, but it's definitely Enzo Maresca, the Leicester manager. And yeah, even like Thomas Frank's been thrown about De Zerbi now. There's maybe we know a little bit more about De Zerbi and Thomas Frank, but almost unknowns, but young managers that have this modern way of playing, and maybe the boards think they're managers that they can control as people. And yes, you're perfect for the football, you do that side, but the business and money and all the rest of it, we're gonna deal with that. So maybe these big clubs are looking that way, but again, like you said, it's not. I think the times are gone of, we're going to get Mourinho, we're going to get Tuchel, we're going to get Ancelotti, and I know
Conte.
Conte. I know Ancelotti's currently in the Champions League final, but I think clubs are maybe that's not quite working out, so they're going to go the other way. Arsenal have done it with Arteta, so not sure. And you look at Bayer Leverkusen, Xabi Alonso, and they're all heavily linked to Pep Guardiola and what he's coached and people he's dealt with. But yeah, I think maybe it's just a slight change. But
yeah, I think everyone wants the new Pep, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. They don't want, like you said, they don't want to wheel out Mourinho for the third time. They want the new coming of Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, and it's like we always say about the merry-go-round at the bottom of like Sam Allardyce, Alan Pardew, Tony Pulis, but at the top it's those same names, Conte, Mourinho. They've obviously been brilliant managers, but yeah, I think like you said, maybe they're trying to unearth the next gem for obviously looks cheaper, looks better. So yeah,
I mean, look at those. McKenna, obviously he's had some history of Man United. He was there as a coach. I think he would obviously quite like to take a job, but whether he should or not, I don't know. I think Man United at the moment it's just a real. Excuse the phrase, but the old poison chalice. It's just.
I think you'd be gutted if you're an Ipswich manager. Even McKenna goes to Chelsea, or if he leaves whoever he goes, if he leaves, that is you'd be gutted. And if the Leicester manager goes as well to one of the others, then the game's gone. The game's gone. You'd be gutted, wouldn't you? McKenna's gone back to back League One, Championship, and just surely give him one season of hope.
Because Poch was always rumoured for the Man United job when he was at Spurs and before and after PSG. I can't see him. I
think he personally wanted it when he was hovering around Tottenham, and if he'd have got it then, it could have been very different. But he obviously didn't get a job, and was just sort of tossed around between PSG, Chelsea, and floating around. But I wouldn't say his reputation's tarnished. That's wrong. But yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. If I was a Man United fan, I maybe it's not quite right because I've had him at Tottenham and loved him. But do you know what I mean? I wouldn't feel
he's probably the lowest he's ever been in the last
possibly
5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
His reputation is, and I think he would if they got him this season, last season, it would have been a more positive aspect about it. But he would go there for chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove Chelsea wrong that they sacked him. And
I
think he was fed up at the circus at Chelsea.
Yeah,
but is he just going to another rodeo? Like, is he going to go to between the Glazers and Radcliffe? You would think that Man United are off the field a bit more settled than.
But they also have so many. I know we joke about the stadium, but they have so much wrong with their structure and all that. They're so far behind Man City. They're so far behind Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool. Like, there's so much off the field stuff that needs to happen. But I think Poch. Not that he should go to Manchester United, but he could go there. I think it could be brilliant. He loves bringing through youngsters that are from the academy. He loves having younger players, and if he could change that squad, obviously they're a bit of a mishmash at the minute. But I feel like if he was to go in there and change the squad and was allowed to, he could be very good for Manchester United. I don't think he'd win them titles again and go all the way to the top, but I think he could bring them back into the top 4 and sort of into contention again.
Because chatting with Ben, he's very Ten Hag in. He's got a lot of time for him, and he said he would rather give him another season. He thinks he deserves it after winning the FA Cup. But like we were saying yesterday, the worst thing Man United could do is keep Ten Hag and then sack him in October, November. As soon as they have a little, if they had a little wobble, because then you've just wasted the whole summer. You've given him all this money to sign X, Y, Z, and then you sack him, then it's like back to drawing board again. Like,
I was going to say that. Like you said, if it carries on, it goes on to October, November, and then they decide to get rid of him. That's more damage than good. Like you said, he's probably spent tens of hundreds of millions, probably kept players that someone wouldn't, or he's got rid of players that people wouldn't. It'd be that would be toxic, I think.
Anything to read into Man City? Do they think they need a refresh, or did they have one bad day?
Somehow.
You see De Bruyne get hooked off early. Grealish, was he still hungover? Like, he just didn't play. That
Did
to
he
me,
play? Did he?
Not a minute. Sat on the bench the whole time.
Yeah.
Needed the goal. Got £100 million player on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know. City.
I just think
maybe
in the whole season they've had one bad game.
Why it was after the season? For God's sake. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a couple, because we had an group chat, didn't he? Freddie said that he thinks De Bruyne might leave. I think Grealish has got to look a move elsewhere now. I don't think Pep really fancies him. He brought Doco on. He could have brought him on. Needed the goal, for something fresh him up, but he didn't.
Yeah, I think because you come out, as Pep said, that he's not staying past 2025, or is it?
I think Daily Mail reported it,
right? But I think, like you said, I think City will do their summer. They'll get rid of one or two names. You think, bloody hell, why get rid of him? But I think they'll just sort of regenerate their squad, and they'll be fine. They'll not. I don't think they'll win everything, and they haven't this year. But I think they'll be fine, quote unquote, and they'll be as good as they've ever been. But I think just one game FA Cup final, just a bit of an off day, and they won the league. It's probably not Pep's ideal season, but I think, like you said, they'll get rid of a couple, bring in some random names that are brilliant, and carry on.
It'll be interesting to see if those reports are in fact true. Because I think if he does leave the end of next season, that's a real level playing field for a lot of.
That could change. That would be
a lot of clubs, personally. But it'll be interesting to see what Manchester United do with Ten Hag. Apparently, he's on holiday now for a couple of weeks. You would like to think they'd sort it out this week coming up, but
I think if you're a Man United fan, if that's going to happen or whatever's going to happen, they need to come out and say no, Ten Hag's staying, or within a week say no, we've got rid of him. But then the new manager needs to be. They need to have people lined up and ready, and they probably do, and I'm sure they have plans. But that sort of thing can't be dragging on throughout the whole summer.
And whilst we're on managers, we'll move over to Chelsea. Was it last Tuesday after we just finished the podcast?
It was.
Pochettino sacked. That actually caught me off guard, to be fair. I thought if they were going to sack him, they would have sacked him already, because from like March till the end of the season, they actually had a quite nice little run, and they finished 6th in the end, didn't they? Which is quite respectable, considering they spent most of the season in 11th or 10th.
Yeah, I was shocked like you two.
He signed a 2-year deal last summer, so they had to make their mind up this year. But then Poch was coming out with some weird things and saying, well, maybe I don't want to stay. Maybe it's not what they want as well. Maybe I don't want to stay. And you look at the favourites, and it was Enzo Maresca, you say?
Yeah.
He's the 4-1 on favourite. Next is De Zerbi at 4-1, Thomas Frank 7-1, and my mate Jose Mourinho 16-1.
Yeah, I think like the contract situation, we don't know. Obviously, you never know the details, but Poch could have said, right, if you're not committing to me, I'm basically not going to commit to you. And okay, I've got a year and I could do that year, but no, if I'm not going to work beyond that year, I'm gone. And so yes, Todd Bowley could have just sacked him and moved on all the rest of the chairmans and Chelsea's board, but also it could have come from Poch in that he decided no. And like you said, he was coming out with some strange things, putting some weird sort of interviews out there, and the whole season from the start, the Chelsea fans didn't really ever like him, did they?
No, they never sort of looking for.
Yeah, they never really got behind him, did they, and supported him properly. So yeah, but I was shocked too. I know that in the season you're blinking and it's a few results, but again, like I said earlier about him and younger players, he could have carried on with that squad and maybe got a few other players or got rid of a couple, and I think they would have been vastly improved from this season. But
do you not think it's a massive risk putting Enzo Maresca in charge of Chelsea? He's had one year ever as a manager, and I think you could argue that he had maybe one of the best ever championship teams. Not from his making, just from the money. They kept a lot of their players.
Parachute payments, all the money comes in.
Big budgets. Like they had I think it was like £20 million Dennis Pratt on the bench. Like, he's not a great player, but the amount of money they had. Obviously, they had Jamie Vardy scored the goals. Harry Winks. They had Premier League players in that team.
And again, I'm banging on about Harry Winks, but I know he's different for us, but he played in the Champions League final, like and he's now playing Championship against Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday, like things like that. And yeah, Maresca's just obviously walked into a very favourable position, but yeah, surely, I mean, I'm not sure. Todd Bowley's been through 4 managers already now. Tuchel, Potter. It was Lampard back in, and then now Poch.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Maresca, that's the one they want, it's just a classic same old from Chelsea, isn't it? But yeah, it's a massive risk, a huge risk.
Yeah, I just think that every team, like we said earlier, is so desperate to get this Pep reincarnation.
Yeah, unearth a gem, 100%.
Maybe we might be proved wrong, but I just think he's had 1 year in the Champions. Never managed a Premier League game before in his life. Like, I mean, Arsenal did a big risk when they brought Arteta in charge, and he'd never even managed an under-15s game before, and he's given him the biggest job
that was available at the time. Yeah,
but it is a risk. But Chelsea aren't they aren't scared of sacking managers, so we could be in this situation again. But if they put him in charge, what is the minimum standard for Chelsea? What, 4th?
Yeah, if Poch has not done enough, he's got to League Cup final. Okay, they were shocking in the league, but like you said, essentially finished 6th and got into Europe. Then yeah, the bloke whoever goes in now has to be Champions League, and then they go again. If they don't get Champions League, then do they sack their manager? Are they staying with him? It's And if McKenna goes to Chelsea, we don't know. I think he's been ruled out, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're apparently pulled out of the race of McKenna. Yeah,
but before that, even Maresca, the same situation. But like I said about the poison chalice, but okay, yes, the money and the big if they do well and they make them a good side again, that's huge for a manager. But surely 1 season in the Prem with a team you just got promoted with, and then see where you go from there.
I think there's more loyalty to McKenna staying because he's been there 3 years now, I think. That Enzo Maresca, I think he could quite easily jump ship. He's been there 1 year, gets a big job. Italian, isn't he? Or is he Spanish?
I think so, yeah, Italian.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. It'll probably next week we probably have all the answers of what. I was just listening to Sky Sports where I came down here, and they said the Chelsea manager should be announced this week.
But then again, if it is a Maresca or McKenna, whoever, if those two move, like what do then Leicester and Ipswich do? Like do they just like you're saying about the gems and that sort of Pep Guardiola Arteta type, they've got them, and then suddenly we've got rid of them. Right, Ipswich get David Moyes and Leicester get Mark Hughes in. What
and
happens?
Burnley, yeah.
What happens?
Burnley took a risk with a company. I think he's
gone.
That to me blows my mind.
Nah. There must obviously we must know nothing because Pep's not come out and said, but he said company will be a fantastic manager, blah blah all the rest of it. So if Pep's arguably the best manager and knows the most ever, then I can't argue with that. But on paper, if you're a Bayern Munich fan, you've got Burnley's manager who's just been relegated.
I would love to know what Harry Kane thinks of all this. Like I don't. He's gone to Bayern Munich. As a personal season, he's done very, very well. The club have had a horrific season. He's gone to Bayern Munich with Tuchel. Thought he's a good manager. Won the Champions League. Won leagues elsewhere. This is my time just to kick on and get these trophies and get that what's the thing, rabbit off my back or whatever it's called. 12 months down the line, he's got Burnley's manager in charge. Like it's just beggars belief. And like we said, we must know nothing because he clearly did a good job in Burnley's first year. But then we all said, I think it was disgrace last year. Yeah,
they were, and they in the summer as well. They spent a lot of money. I think they spent like 80, 90 million, and what finished just above Sheffield United. So, and yes, there's more to management, and everyone was praising company for sticking to his principles. But on paper, that is mental. That is mental.
Shall we touch on the playoff final first, or do you want to talk about the Champions League final?
Let's do playoff,
So yesterday, Southampton beat Leeds 1-0 in the Championship playoff final to secure an immediate return to the Premier League. And about £200 million game, is it, or something? I swear each year it just goes up like an extra £10 million. They just the richest or the most expensive.
It's like a one-off
individual one-off game, they say. We watched it at Jake's, and I was actually very disappointed with Leeds. They just didn't really do much, I don't think. Southampton took their chance with Adam Armstrong, great finish across the goalkeeper. But Leeds, who I would say probably have one of the strongest squads in the Premier League, maybe just behind
Championship.
In the Championship, just behind Leicester. Somerville, Notto were taken off with like 20, 15 minutes to go.
I think they started off right, didn't they? Southampton looked sort of worried and they were obviously nervous, but it was not a classic final, but it just was a bit like that. Leeds just didn't quite. They've obviously been there before. The classic Leeds have fallen apart again, and I don't know. It's just, but for me personally, either one, it doesn't matter to me. Like Southampton come up, Leeds come up, it's irrelevant. But Southampton were done the job on a day, and like you said, Armstrong, very good finish. So.
And that defeat for Leeds can sign them to another year in the Championship, and they've lost 3 playoff finals at Wembley, and 6. They've lost all 6 of their playoff campaigns in history. It's the dreaded chalice, and it's the old classic: finish third in the Championship, don't get
little
promoted.
Curse,
Because I actually saw a stat. Where is it? I did write it down here. So there we go. Southampton's promotion meant that all three playoff finals this year, so in Championship, League 1 and League 2, were won by the team that finished lower in the league table. I mean, we love the playoffs because it's, as a neutral, I think it's like a really good thing. The playoff semi-finals and the playoff finals are always good, but that must be sickening as a fan to finish third. I know that they actually only finished 3 points above Southampton, but you'd just be so annoyed, wouldn't you? Like, there's one game and you lost it, and you've got to do
the whole lot again.
46 games again. Like, it's such a slog, the Championship. It's such a slog. And I think Leeds might be in trouble now because they'll lose a few players now, surely. Somerville, Notto surely won't do a second year in the Championship.
Is it Ruta? He cost like 35, wasn't he? 35, 40 mil, and a lot of money on these players, probably getting paid very well. And like you said, they'll probably jump ship quite happily. Probably go to a Leicester or Ipswich and move on.
Because they've got quite a few players out on loan, I think, that they couldn't sell last year at Leeds, so they'll have to go back on loan again. And it's like I said, them sort of players will just jump ship. Whoever gets promoted next, they go with them. And
I think I heard something. It was the last. I feel like it's the last 7 seasons. 2 out of the 3 promoted sides from the Championship back to the Premier are the sides that were relegated from the season before. So maybe the gap with the money and that is proving coming true, sort of thing. And not needs to be looked at, but it's that maybe that's a gap that needs to be closed and is quite hard to close, but. It's another loss for Leeds in the playoff final.
Yeah, because it'd be interesting next year. Obviously, you've got Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton. Two of those teams you would say are like historic Premier League teams. And I think most people will have Ipswich going down. Probably Leicester stay up, and then I think Southampton might be a bit of a 50-50 for most people. And
in saying what I just said, but I wouldn't. The three that have gone down from the Prem, they probably won't. I mean, I'd say now, I don't think they'll come straight back up. Burnley, Sheffield United, or Luton. I wouldn't say they would.
Yeah, especially Burnley losing their manager.
Yeah.
Sheffield United apparently are keeping hold of Chris Wilder.
Oh God.
And then Luton for me would probably be the best placed out of all them teams to.
But I don't like they worked hard and put loads of effort in. But maybe I'm naive because I didn't watch them the season before in the Championship. But I wouldn't say they're a good side. I don't know. Yeah, weird one really. But
I think Daniel Farker could be a dead man walking this week as well. Because his mate Wagner was sacked day after they lost. They lost to Leeds, and I wouldn't be surprised if he had to walk the plank this week. Because Leeds seem to be a bit of a trigger-happy club, don't they? So
yeah, yep.
That wouldn't surprise me. But no, well done to Southampton. So let's do a little chat through the Champions League final. Wembley, Saturday. Borussia Dortmund meet Real Madrid in the 69th European final. The 1997 champions, Borussia Dortmund.
Yes, I was going to say, Dortmund have been at the final 3 times, haven't they? Won it once, lost in 2012. This will be the 3rd time this weekend. But Real Madrid, I've got all their stats here, but they're just ridiculous. Like, won the Champions League 14 times, or Champions League / European Cup 14 times. Technically won the Champions League 8 times. Yeah, just... They've won 5 European Cups in a row from 55 to 60, won 3 Champions Leagues from 2015 to 2018, and Madrid at the top, or near enough at the top of all these categories. The most finals, most consecutive final wins. Their current manager, Ancelotti, has won the most European Cups of all time, 2 times Madrid. Zidane has won 3 in a row in the 2000 spell. A Madrid player scored the most goals in the Champions League finals and the European Cup finals, Ronaldo and Di Stefano. Madrid players have won the most Champions Leagues, Ronaldo, Kroos, Modric, the list goes on, Benzema. Like, they are not just, they're nowhere near the most losses in a final either. They're just all the best categories. It's Madrid. It's like, it's crazy. And you look at Dortmund, they're just obviously, they've won it once, which is incredible, and they're going to be in, this is their third final, but yeah, they are almost like we said about the Man City United final, but they are like a little underdog team. But yeah, coming against Real Madrid on Saturday.
Well, Real Madrid are just like, this is their competition, and if you've ever go to the stadium, do the tour, and they have the 14, maybe soon to be 15 European Cups lined up, and it's quite something to see them all lined up on the trot in a row. Sorry. Like I said, Ancelotti looking to win his 5th Champions League title as a manager. What's mad is won 2 at Madrid, 2 at AC Milan, and the one he lost was old Istanbul.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, bloody hell. But then that is why you look. I looked at because you go on the Champions League website and it has all the stats and all the names and stuff. But that is why Real Madrid have Carlo Ancelotti, because they go, right, who's won this competition the most? Carlo Ancelotti. Put him in, and their club, their players are just everywhere. It's just it is mental. I know it was very different early on. It was a totally different format, less teams, hardly any English sides in it, and it was a very different situation back then. But yeah, you think about Champions League and European Cup, you think of Real Madrid. So
this is the last Champions League season of the old format.
It is, yeah.
I don't really know what's happening next year.
It's for all the European competitions, so it's weird.
Is it for all of them?
Even like the Conference League, the Europa League, it's all weird, like a weird league standing and a top draw and a bottom draw and all the rest of it,
So yeah, Dortmund, last time they were in the Champions League final was actually back at Wembley, and they lost 2-1 to Bayern Munich. They finished 5th in their league, in the Bundesliga, whereas Real Madrid walked to another La Liga title. They've had a couple of weeks off. I think they played yesterday. Well, they won it a couple of weeks ago, so they've had the celebrations, got them out of the system. I think they drew 0-0 at Betis on Saturday night, maybe Friday night. This is going to be Toni Kroos's last...
Yeah, Is he retiring or is he just leaving?
Yeah, his last club match.
Oh, and he's playing Euros and then call it a day.
Yeah.
It's not a bad way to go out. Modric's still going as well.
Yeah, Modric should win another... Modric and Kroos could win another...
That'll be their 6th if they win each.
Is it at Real Madrid? Because didn't Cruz won one at?
Oh yeah.
I think Cruz
might be
won.
the fifth for Cruz at Madrid, but
Yeah.
overall sixth for.
And they're the
World
last
Cup.
two, isn't it? Because remember Benzema was in that
Yeah.
group.
It was like
Casemiro
Carvajal.
was in there.
Yeah.
Carvajal probably get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, they're just ridiculous. But we said about Dortmund, they're like the fairy tale. Their coach was a supporter in the stands, went to loads of games, and now he's managing their club at arguably one of the biggest club games in the world. But like I said, they finished fifth. In a very broad statement, I don't watch any Bundesliga, but I feel it seems as though they've not packed the league in, but they were so far off an incredible season from Leverkusen. They were like just so focused on this. They come out of their group of death, wasn't it? Newcastle, PSG themselves, and sort of gone unnoticed. And they're in the final and got some great results. Obviously, PSG in the semi. So yeah.
Yeah, their road to the final was PSV, Atletico, and PSG. And like I said, they did have that group of death. The last time they had Champions League final, they had Matt Hummels and Marco Reus, and they still play for them. Still play for them now. Where Real Madrid got 18 points, they won all their group games, and then they came through Leipzig, I think it was, knocked City out in penalties, and then against Bayern Munich quite controversially, potentially. But I think it should be a good final. I hope Real Madrid win. I just have a bit of a soft spot for Real Madrid. Obviously, our good friend Alberto, Real Madrid fan, and I quite like that they are. Maybe it's a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Ironic that I've been moaning about City winning the league and things like that, but I quite like Real Madrid to win the Champions League. Win that, it doesn't matter. Keep that legacy building of 15, and it's just nuts. Like Arsenal have the Champions League badge on their shirt this season. I thought that fucking hell, that's cool for the first time in 8 years. Real Madrid have the same badge, but in the middle they have a big 14, soon to be big 15 on it.
Just add numbers to it,
And like when they got through against Bayern Munich, they all get all the shirts out, and whatever 15 is in French, they have
Spanish.
that in Spanish. Sorry, they have that written on their shirts. Like I remember whenever it was 2013, La Decima, and then the next time was 11, then it's 12, and it's 13, and when they obviously beat Liverpool 14, whatever that number is.
It's cool. It is very cool. Yeah, well, I'm not fussed either way, but yeah, it's sort of Jude Bellingham back at Wembley at the home of football.
Against his old club.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, true. Is it written in the stars? But then, like I said about Dortmund, they've got those old names you all know, Hummels and Royce, but they've also got players we do know, like a Sancho and a Emre Can, but probably wouldn't want them in your side. But for whatever reason, they work in Dortmund squad, and they've got some youngsters that are rapid and dynamic. I don't know them, but Adeyemi's, they're quick going forward. They're quick on the counter, and they've got no pressure on them at all, have they, against Real Madrid in that situation. So who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, no, Bellingham back at Wembley against his old club. There's I don't know how true it is. There must be some sort of truth to it, but obviously, they said if Dortmund win the Champions League, they get X amount of money. But if Real Madrid win the Champions League, they get X amount of money as an add-on from the Bellingham deal. Because obviously he won the Champions League, and then it was like part of, you get like an extra £15 million or whatever is in his contract. So no, it'll be do you reckon he'll celebrate?
If he scores, I hope he does. Yeah, I'll be not annoyed whatever, but yeah, it'd be a bit stupid if he does.
I suppose his celebration isn't like a slide of the knees, is it? He can just stand there and that's his stern face, isn't it? And put his arms up and.
Yeah, I think he's Real Madrid player, the biggest club in the world. Yeah, I think it'd be rude not to. Yeah,
no, I'm really looking forward to the game actually. Do you want to do a prediction? Should we use this for our prediction?
Yeah, I think so. I've got mine. I'm going to go 1-1 and then Dortmund in extra time, 2-1.
1-1 and then Dortmund extra time. Write that down. I'm going to go 2-0 Hala Madrid. Vinny double. Vinny double again.
No, they are incredible, but Madrid could just turn up and roll them over. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a little Dortmund extra time winner.
The yellow wall. No, that would be interesting. Right. Shall we move on to our winner and loser of the week?
Yes.
Do you want to start?
Yes. Winner. Where is it? There it is. So I've gone for Martin Brundle, who's a former Formula 1 driver himself, and now Sky Sports F1 correspondent, sort of commentator. And he might have seen this, but he's taken the grid walk before, which is before the race usually, and he's sort of created his own segment where he wanders up and down, talks and bumps into celebrities, famous sports stars from all over, and he tries to get little snippets and conversations going. And over the weekend he was at the Monaco Grand Prix, which Leclerc won, if you're interested, Tay, I'm sure you are. And Martin Rundle saw Mbappe at the start of the grid, and he went to engage in conversation, but Mbappe's security were not impressed, and one guard was trying his best to keep the distance from between Martin Brundle and this, obviously Kylian Mbappe. And Martin's gone up to him and gone, "It's all right, mate, I'm in charge here," and then continues to chat to Mbappe, and it sort of keeps going around on social media and stuff. But very funny, yeah, very good.
Oh, I did see that. I actually had. Well, I'm still going to stick with my original one, but I don't know if you saw the clip that's going around on social media. I think it might be on Radio 1 or something. And someone had phoned in or texted and was like, "Can you play?"
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the song is for my friend Ellen Drode.
Yes, yeah. Radio 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're really emotional, and I'm sure they'll make her cry. Obviously, Ellen Drode is Ellen Road, and the song is Leeds falling apart again, but that's not the. I don't know the actual song's name.
Is it New World Order? I think. I can't remember the song, but yes, very good.
Very funny.
Yeah.
No, but my win of the week is. I've given him a lot of stick over the season, but I'll have to hold my hands up when he does something right. Mr. Erik ten Hag. After a whole season of criticism, rightly or wrongly, he set his team up perfectly on Saturday and deservedly took the FA Cup home. Thought he handled himself very well in the interviews he had, and obviously under a lot of pressure. But no, well done. Although, did you see his horrific outfit he was wearing?
Suit. What's wrong with it? No.
No socks and trainers.
Oh no!
Short. They were like.
I didn't notice that.
Short trousers, no socks.
Ankle showing.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, very poor.
Oh dear. No, I didn't notice that.
Or Pep not being able to do a tie up. But no, winner of the week, Mr. Erik ten Hag.
Nice. Do you want to go for your loser of the week?
My loser of the week is Leeds United. Quite a simple one. I've got another season of Championship football. Another 46 games. The dreaded prospect of potentially more playoffs await for Leeds next season. It was in their hands, and a really, really poor end to the season with one win in their last 5 Championship games really saw them throw it all away. So,
nice.
Loser of the week, Leeds.
Nice.
United.
My loser of the week, I've gone for Rangers. They lost in their Scottish Cup final at the weekend, 1-0 to their rivals Celtic. Celtic scored a 90th minute winner to clinch the domestic double in Scotland after they won the league. So, yeah, Rangers losing 1-0 and losing out in the league. Loser of the week, Rangers.
Yeah, no, them Old Firm games that have really come back to haunt them. They've lost the last.
Yeah.
They lost the last 2 and then drew at Ibrox with Celtic, and that sort of swayed the momentum. And Celtic have put them to the post this year. Right. Manchester United won the FA Cup on Saturday afternoon. But which player has scored in 4 different FA Cup finals?
Ian Rush?
No. Ian Rush. So I changed it because Ian Rush was the top goal scorer.
In the FA Cup, isn't it?
FA Cup finals as well.
Right. Oh, okay, but not 4 different games.
Not 4 different finals.
No, as soon as you said that question, I was going to say at the start, but Ian Rush, no. 4 different cup finals. Drogba?
Didier Drogba has scored the only goal in each of the 2007, 2010, 2009 and 2012.
It was Drogba. Oh, what a shout, yes.
Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
He scored the winner, scored against Chelsea, scored the winner against Manchester United and Portsmouth in 2007, 2010. Got the equaliser against Everton in 2009. And then he got the winner against Liverpool back in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident, but also, like, yeah, everyone talks about him, he's a big moment man and all the rest. Oh, good. Nice.
Didier Drogba, yeah, and he's got quite a low record in the FA Cup for goals, just finals.
He turns up, yeah. Nice.
But no, Didier Drogba. Because Ian Rush has got the most goals in finals, he's got 5, I think, but Drogba scored in 4 separate finals.
That's pretty good, isn't it? He was a beast.
Yeah, he was very, very good at Wembley as well.
Yeah.
Or I remember back in 2006, they beat us in Millennium Stadium 2-1 in the Carling Cup. I remember him scoring a fair few goals against you at Wembley.
Yeah. Yes, he did. I think even when we beat him, he scored that day. Like, he used to just bully Tottenham every game. I don't want to talk about it. Just, memories of him. He's just a monster.
Mr. Didier Drogba. Well done, Jack.
Nice.
Great shout. So we'll be back next week. We're planning on doing a Euro preview. Obviously, the squad's been announced. 33 players to be cut to 26.
Yep.
Isn't
seven go. So 26.
So maybe next week we'll do like our 7 we think will go.
Not sure when they're going to announce that though.
I don't know actually. Maybe if it is before next week, or we'll have our winners, our flops, our things, or if there's any other categories that you think we should go for, then send them in.
Yeah.
But again, no, thank you all for listening. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday and stay loyal.
Stay loyal.